Another 6 licks to Jared. So Jared has to have him. I hope I gave the list to Jared, else Jared would be really mad at me. So we're gonna try to get lists for this next match so that we can kind of figure out what's going on. But if we don't get lists, we'll just see the cards as they happen, as they get played. So are you gonna stick around for this match too? Did you already leave? Yeah. Oh, I think we have Oliver on the right and Alex on the left.
Oh, well, that's convenient. I'll put him to the mic side.
Ooh, yeah, we didn't get a mic. That's cool.
Here, we're trying to use the mics.
Yeah, I actually know what Alex looks like, so I didn't need to cheat and ask anybody else.
Is this the world wants to hear me anymore?
Also, can you, when you're given the names and the score, kind of push the button in and wait maybe a half.
So here we go. I got the lists for Oliver and Alex. Let's take a look at these. Oliver is playing Vampires, of course. Let's look at the list. He's got 2 Mind Sludge, only 2 Malakir Blood Witch, 3 Bloodcast, kind of weird numbers. He's got Grim Discovery, which I like that card in Vampires, but it doesn't look like he's got the new guy, the Kalistrar. I can never pronounce
Kalastria Highborn?
Yeah, that's the guy. In the sideboard,
I just learned how to pronounce that today.
He's got 4 Duress, 2 more Mind Sludge, 2 Urge to Feed, 4 Deathmark, 2 Malakir Blood Witch, 1 Bloodghast. So you gotta imagine he's probably boarding the Mind Sludge. That's what Josh was saying.
Well, I guess one of the strategies is to overload the hand destruction, try to minimize the targets you put on the board for like things to get flipped up from Bloodbraid Elf, and just kind of eat up their hand, eat up the Gen player's hand until you can come back and try to kill them before they get a couple of Bloodbraid Elves and get back into the game.
Looks like Alex has got a pretty standard Jun list, not running the Bituminous Blast that many of them are running. Instead, in the sideboard, also running a Fleshbag Marauder. That's an interesting card. A bunch of Thought Hemorrhages, Malakir Blood Witches. What do you think he's boarding in here?
Well,
probably the 1 Great Sable Stag. I hear that guy's good.
looks like some figure in history.
There is a smiley face in play with a pen that's symbolizing a handlebar mustache, which I've been told I would look good with. Well, we'll work on that a little bit later.
Looks like Alex is taking a quick mulligan.
I would say that I would board in that 1 Great Sable Stag.
To make it 4 in the main deck?
Well, because it's pro-black.
Yeah, I'm just saying it will make it the 4th in the main deck. Right. It's not that he's just running 1.
I don't know that much else would go in because, this is already a good matchup. I would look to see what cards are bad. I don't know, maybe Garrick's bad. Maybe. Take out the 2 Garricks, put in a Great Sable Stag and either a Fleshbag Marauder or a Blood Witch. Maybe the Blood Witch.
Deal me 6.
Everything else.
The important part of this matchup is just removing the 2 important creatures from his opponent, the Vampire Nocturnus and Vampire Nighthawk,
right.
And then 1 or 2 Blood Witches. But yeah, Oliver's list obviously running 4 Nighthawk, 4 Nocturnus. So those are the main guys with targets on their heads.
Okay.
And looks like both players are happy. Turn 1 Swamp comes out for Oliver, and Alex starts it off with a Verdant Catacombs. He's got a Maelstrom Pulse in his hand, Savage Land that he plays, Sprouting Thrinax, where Oliver has Blood Witch. Looks like a Siege Gang Commander and a Rampant Growth are also in Bertoncini's hand.
Thinking about responding with his own fetch?
Yeah, it's a tech play, right? Looks like a Vampire Nighthawk is coming on the board for Oliver.
That's a good one. You know what? I've finally gotten to play with my first Vampire Nighthawk while in San Diego. First time I ever got a chance to
I beat
draft
you.
black and play with Vampire Nighthawk.
I beat you that match.
Did you?
Yep.
Then I must have had two. Oh, I did have two. I had two Nighthawk decks. Had two Nighthawks. So that was my year. That was my weekend of the Nighthawks. It felt good.
I know, it always feels good, right? I see Verdant Catacombs, Malkyr Bloodwitch, some other cards in Oliver's hand. I can't
Some
quite...
cards that aren't being flicked upon each other.
But Lightning Bolt's going to get rid of the Vampire Nighthawk after a rampant growth from Alex and passes the turn. Sign in Blood. Deathmark. He boarded in Deathmark. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It has some targets.
Yeah, but it's not the targets you really want to kill. Like, it gets Bloodbraid Elf, it gets Sprouting Thrinax, doesn't get Great Sable Stag, which is the important one. You don't really want to be killing Sprouting Thrinax. Bloodbraid Elf, I mean, I guess you can get it. I guess it's probably better than a couple of cards in Oliver's main deck, but... And there's the aforementioned Sprouting Thrinax coming into play under Alex's side.
Let's see if it gets death marked.
Alex has Siege Gang Commander, Maelstrom Pulse, one other card in his hand. Oliver's starting to think. The other two are on the table.
Yeah.
The one right there.
Got it.
Over there?
Over there.
The gas going away.
And a draw of a Blightning for Alex. Look, I think he's got two pulses, a Lightning and Siege Gang Commander in his hand.
Lightning seems like a pretty good play because, well, actually Oliver's hand looked a little more land-light when he had it on the ground, but
I mean, the Vampire Nocturnus revealing the black card's pretty good here, especially with the fetch land giving the opportunity to get you, another black card on top. Sorry, it's not a second Maelstrom Pulse, it's a Terminate. Right. Alex carefully holding the mana back, hoping to gun that Vampire Nocturnus right now. Bastion for 3.
I think the plan is to resolve that Mind Sludge, obviously.
If he can draw a land, which doesn't look like he drew.
No, there's a land right there, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Mind Sludge gets rid of Siege Gang Commander and Maelstrom Pulse.
Alex already discarded his cards.
Alex is getting ready, yeah.
I think he did it already, didn't he?
Nope.
Oh, they're right there. Alright, so this is where the Vampires player wants to be. He wants to be fighting Jun, where Jun doesn't have any cards in hand, but usually not at 3 life.
7 quick damage from Alex using the Raging Ravine and Sprouting Thrinax puts his opponent down to 3 life.
Think we could get another match moved over?
I'm not too sure this one's almost over because there's a Tendrils Corruption, but I'll go check to see where the other matches
is there
are.
Tendrils?
Yeah.
Did you win?
We're doing a quick check of the life.
Yeah, right.
And he passes, so looks like Alex is not going to activate his Raging Ravine. Not to have it get corrupted with the Tendrils. And Terminate will respond. It stops Alpha from gaining the life. Does not change the amount of power that's in play.
What did Alex do in response?
Terminate on the Sprouting Thrinax.
Sure.
How's the other matches look?
They're in a game 3. One of the matches is over. I couldn't get the results, though. There's a use for the Deathmark. Get rid of one of the tokens. Vampire Nocturnus, of course, reveals another black card. But I think game's just over, or close to over here, right?
Well, no. Well, it's pretty close. We can block.
What two cards are in Oliver's hand?
I am not sure. But with Justice on the board, we still have a block. We have a block.
Yeah, you can still live for one more turn. Because you activate the Raging Ravine, attack in, puts Oliver down to 1. But if that's a Lightning Bolt, which it is, bang, bang, you're dead.
Oh, it's a bunch of... Yep, and Jun wins again. Congratulations to Jun.
To Alex Bertoncini.
Oh, well, I thought we were just going to call him Jun.
That's kind of rude. I'm gonna
I guess it is a little rude.
hold on to Alex's list. We're gonna try to figure out what semifinals match we're getting. I'm gonna go talk to Bill Stark.
So, do I have you for the whole time?